evening and welcome to Chabad Youth Storytime. I'm going to read you a book and then we're going to have a very surprise guest, a special surprise guest, read you another story after this. So this book is called 31 Cakes and it's a wonderful story about Hashavas Aveda, and I hope you are not too hungry, because when you read this book your mouth will start watering and all you want to do is eat some cakes. Here we go. 31 cakes. Can you imagine eating 31 cakes? Esty called Emma, get ready for fun. It's time to bake cakes now. We'll make 31. At our shul we will sell all the cakes that we bake, and tzedakah will get all the money we make. So Esty and her mother are going to bake 31 cakes to raise money for tzedakah, which is really an amazing mitzvah, and it's a lot of cakes to bake. Maybe that could be an idea that some of you could do, to have a bake sale to raise money for tzedakah. Esty felt so excited. She started to sing. Baking all kinds of cakes was her favorite thing. She took off her ring, all shiny and gold, that she got as a gift when she turned 6 years old. And here's her shiny and gold ring that she's taking off. Esty scrubbed her hands well with soap and warm water. We all know a lot about that during these times. And Emma was pleased with her very big daughter. We see here she's standing on the step stool. I'm so glad, Esty said, that I'm big enough to help out with baking and all kinds of stuff. I wonder if a lot of you help your parents bake things in your house. It's a lot of fun. She scooped out the sugar and sifted the flour. She mixed and she measured for over an hour. Wow, that's a lot of time spent baking. Soon crunchy nut brownies and yellow sponge cake and dark chocolate batter had started to bake. And we can see lots of dirty dishes. I'm sure that would not be fun to clean that up. And we can see her mum taking some steaming hot cakes out of the oven. They would have had to have a lot of oven space for so many cakes. Here's the part where I said your mouth is going to start to water. Coffee cakes, marble cakes, swirly and sweet, piled up with banana cakes ready to eat. I remember that when I used to read this book with my children, we would all have to point to our favourite cake. Which one looks the most delicious? And it's a hard choice. I mean, they've got strawberry icing with strawberries and more strawberries on top and yum, delicious rolls. It looks really yum, all these cakes. I would love to taste them. When Esty was finished, she looked all around. But her precious gold ring just could not be found. Tears filled Esty's eyes and rolled down her face. Oh, how could my ring have moved from its place? With Emma, she emptied each pan and each pot. They searched through the kitchen in every last spot. They checked on the windowsills, looked left and right, but Esty's gold ring was nowhere in sight. I don't know if any of you have ever lost something, but it's really upsetting. And sometimes you search everywhere and you turn everything upside down to try to find it. Then Esty turned pale and she cried out, "Oh no, I'm sure that my ring fell right into the dough. It's baked in a cake. Which one can it be? Should we cut up 31 cakes just to see? Look at all the cakes on the bench top. Are they going to cut them each in half to see if they can find her cake?" "Of course not," said Emma. "Let's think of a plan to get your ring back just as fast as we can." "I know," Esty smiled, feeling suddenly better. "Why don't we sell every cake with a letter?" Such so good, Esty, that she right away thought of a solution and thought of the positive answer to the problem. So Esty wrote, "Enjoy this treat. You've bought delicious cake to eat. You also have a chance to do a very special mitzvah too. While I was helping Emma bake, my birthday ring fell in a cake. Hashavas Aveda, returning lost things, surely goes for returning lost rings. So if you feel your cake go crunch, that's my ring you're about to munch. Return it, please. It's not too late. And do a mitzvah that's truly great." That's a good idea to put the note in, isn't it? Now this sign says Tzedakah cake sale today, and there's all people coming to buy all the tzedakah cakes, and Esty is selling all of her cakes, and we can see the note in each of these, and this girl is even reading the note. Everyone's reading the notes. The tzedakah cake sale had never been better. Esty sold all of her cakes with a letter. "Now it's time," Esty said, "to wait and see who will be bringing my ring back to me." On that first afternoon, Esty waited and sat. The phone didn't ring. She got tired of that. The second day came. It was so hard to wait. Then the third day went by. It grew dark and late. And Esty's sitting by the phone waiting for that phone call. But Esty was strong and she didn't start moping. No matter what, Esty wouldn't stop hoping. Someone with Hashavas Aveda to do is someone I'm certain will really come through. Once again, we see that Esty is so positive and always tries to find the good in every situation, something we can really learn from. Then late in the evening of day number 4, Esty heard someone knock on the door. Emma opened it up and said, "Well, hello," to 4 people standing all in a row. And look what they've got in their hand. It's the letter. They came in the house to be welcomed and greeted. One man began speaking when they were all seated. "My name's Mr. Katz, and it happened one day that I hopped on a bus that I was going my way. I looked down and saw a most wonderful cake that someone had left and forgotten to take. I wonder who lost it, I heard myself say. I'll return it tomorrow and make someone's day." And that's Mr. Katz, and he's reminding himself how he sat on the bus and saw the cake. Now this story is very much about Hashavas Aveda, because Mr. Katz right away decided, I'm not going to eat the cake, I'm going to return it. So I went to the bus station and there was a note. A short, simple message that somebody wrote. And this is the bus station and he's seeing a note on the pinboard and it says, "A large kosher cake has been left on a bus. To Hashavas Aveda, return it to us." So this is Mr. Cat still telling his story to Esty and her mother. "I rode on a bus to the end of the line, which is where I met Rabbi and Mrs. Fine. I gave them the box and said, 'Here is your cake.' They answered, 'It's not ours. There's been a mistake. We found this on a plane in our overhead rack. Now let's search for the owner and give the cake back.' So even though Mr. Katz had given it to Rabbi and Mrs. Fine, it didn't even belong to them because they had found it on the aeroplane. And now all of them have to go together to find the owner." Now I wonder if this is the same Mrs. Fine from the book It All Began with a Doormat. She does look a bit different. We went to the airport to look for a clue and saw a note telling us just what to do. It said, "If you found a cake left on a plane, please bring it to 20th floor Blueberry Lane." So they're at the airport, they're finding the note, and isn't that funny that the street the owner lives on is Blueberry Lane? I wonder if she bought the blueberry cake. The next day we drove out to Blueberry Lane. That's where we met our new friend, Booby Shane. We gave her the cake and she said with a smile, "Thank you so much. Won't you stay for a while?" There's Booby Shane. She looks so gorgeous, opening the door. So happy that they've returned to her the cake. So we sat down together for tea and a snack to eat up the lost and found cake we brought back. As we unwrapped the cake, we read Esty's letter. "Hashavas Aveda, there's nothing that's better." I don't know if you can see the picture well, but we're going to see exactly what happens next from the picture. Then Bobby Shane had the surprise of her life when that ring came right on the tip of her knife. Have a look. There's a shiny gold ring on the tip of her knife. And everyone else is looking, and look at Bobby Shane's mouth. It is wide open in surprise. Can you imagine if you cut open a cake and you found a ring on your knife? Lucky they had that letter, or else they would be really shocked. "I'm so grateful," said Esty, "for all you have done." She said thank you again and again to each one. And have a look, she's holding the ring in her hand. And I'm sure she's going to be very careful not to lose that again. Next time she does baking, she's going to have to put her ring in a safer place. With a smile, just as shiny as her golden ring, Esty said, "When I wear this, I'll think of one thing. Someone with Hashavas Aveda to do is someone I'm certain will really come through." Now this book, I love it. I love so many parts of it. There's so many beautiful messages. It's so special that Esty and her mother bake cakes to raise money for tzedakah, something which I've seen other people do, have a little bake sale outside their home. It's also so special that people cared so much about Hashavas Aveda that they would go out of their way to try to return it, which is something special for us to remember. If we find something lying around, we can search out the owner and do the wonderful mitzvah of Hashavas Aveda. Thank you everyone, and thank you for listening to this story that's called 31 Cakes. Once again, if someone enjoyed the story, they're welcome to borrow it. Last time when I read the book about It's All Because of a Doormat, I had someone come and borrow the book from me. So this one you're also welcome to borrow. And now we're going to have a very special surprise guest. We have Yossi Smoller, who runs Chabad Sparks, who is going to read us another story. So we'd like to welcome Yossi Everyone sit back and relax and enjoy the next story.
Hello, I'm Yossi from Chabad Youth, and today I'm going to read you a bedtime story right before bed. I hope you had a great day. Did you eat your yummy dinner? Have you brushed your teeth? Did you get your clothes ready for tomorrow? Well then, we are ready to begin. I'm going to read you my favorite book called Benny's Mitzvah Notes. When I was a little boy, my Ima wrote me a mitzvah note every morning. My Abba would draw a picture on it, and I would take it to school. During circle time, my mother would read all the kids' mitzvah notes. Everyone loved mine because of the pictures. At the end of the year, Mora put all our mitzvah notes in a nice big album for us to keep. My Abba said that life is like this album. Every day is a blank page just waiting to be filled with mitzvahs. So every day I did as many mitzvahs as I could. See how many mitzvah notes he had? And beautiful pictures that his father made? And every day I would get a new mitzvah note. I mean, almost every day. Okay. I sometimes made mistakes, but afterwards, I always did my best to fix things up. Even if doing a mitzvah wasn't that easy, it always felt right. Mitzvah note for Benny for having Abbas Yisrael and sharing with his friends from his Ima and Abba. Every mitzvah had its season. Every season had its mitzvahs. Like this. Mitzvah note for Benny for shaking the lulav and Esrei Mansukis from Ima and Abba. For giving shalach manos on Purim. For lighting the menorah on Chanukah. And for eating matzah on Pesach. Such beautiful pictures his father made. As I grew older, I learned a lot more about mitzvahs. I was way too old to take mitzvah notes to school, but just for fun, my Ima would still write them, and my Abba still drew the pictures. When do you think they gave me my last mitzvah note? On the day of my bar mitzvah. Mitzvah note for Benny for putting on tefillin from Ima and Abba. I continued learning so much about mitzvahs that one day I was ready to go to yeshiva. Of course, my Abba and Ima were a little sad to see me go. But when they got back home, they found a very special mitzvah note. Mitzvah note for Abba and Ima for teaching me to love doing mitzvahs. From Benny. That is the end of our story. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to say goodnight to everyone in your family and say Shema. Have a great day at school tomorrow. Goodbye from Chabad Youth.